We're going to talk about starting our own businesses. Sound exciting?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. Week 5. This is not week 5. This is week 4. I guess I did that incorrectly, but I'll fix that later. So we are going to name a business tonight, and we're going to talk about branding basics. So remember, this is a mock business. That means it's something you're making up for fun. But of course, as I was telling Kyle earlier,
Oh,
sometimes people do turn these into real businesses. So you may want to choose something that interests you or something that you may at some point want to make a business
yeah.
so that you can, use it and grow off of it. So we're going to talk a little bit about how people choose, well, how people should choose business names, not necessarily how people do. Sometimes when I talk to clients, I think they pick them out of a hat, but there really is a science to how you should do this. So we're going to start by talking about different types of business names that are out there. And the first one are called descriptive names. And they are like you would think. They describe exactly who you are or what you do. These are all brands we're very familiar with: Starbucks coffee, Burger King, Pizza Hut, Dunkin' Donuts. And of course, their name tells us exactly what they do. Starbucks serves coffee. Burger King has burgers. Okay. Pizza Hut has pizza. So you can go with something like that, a name that specifically describes what you do, like Kelly's Coffee Shop. Okay. Some people use what we call emotive names. Now, these are names that you want people to have a feeling or experience when they see. So this could be Amazon, FedEx. Of course, Amazon has Amazon Smile, Amazon on the Move. That's what their little arrow is for in Amazon. Anybody take a look at the FedEx logo? There's actually a hidden symbol in here. Anybody see it? Take a
Yeah,
look.
it's the arrow.
It's the what?
The arrow.
Yeah. Most people don't know that, but the negative space between the E and the X actually makes an arrow. FedEx on the move right here. They did that intentionally. That's why the letters are all close together and don't have any white space in between. So you can do catchy things with your logo, such as that, if you think about it. Then we have what we call invented names, and these are things that they literally just made up that were never heard of before they were what they are. So like Google and Lego, those were never things before they were something. So you can totally just make something up. Now, if you do this, it's going to take a little bit longer for your brand to be known. So just keep that in mind. So some things to remember when you're choosing a business name. Does your name portray who you are and your mission? So depending on what type of business you are, your name should give some hint as to what you're going to do, what your business is your logo design going to work with your business name? So how well does it work with it? Are you going to be able to use it in digital and in print and on bags and on pens and on t-shirts or on whatever, depending on what type of business you're going to do? Okay. Does anybody else have the name? That's a hard one because there are so many businesses in this world. Almost everything's taken. My business is called Design by Kelly, and there are thousands of businesses called Design by Kelly. So sometimes that make it hard for me. Yeah. Most people are interior designers, where I'm a web designer and a graphic designer. Where it did get hard was trying to find my domain name. And I ended up having to go with www.designedbykelly.org. I would have preferred a .com, but it was not available. If I had to go back and do it all over again, I probably would have named my business something else, to tell you the truth, because a lot of people go to .com and they find a whole different Kelly that's not me, and they think it's me, and then I probably have lost some business that way. So I had to work a little harder in my marketing to get people to find me. So that's one of those things I learned on my journey. So you can go out to Google and type in a business name you're thinking of and see what comes up. Take a look, see if any of those businesses are around you. If you're going to get an LLC, which is a limited liability license, is that what that stands for? Something like that. Anyway, you get one of those after you've been in business for a while. And like in the state of Texas where I live, there's only one business name available. And if it's taken, you cannot have it. So when I went to get my LLC, of course, Designed by Kelly was taken. So I am Designed by Kelly Thomas LLC. I had to add my last name. So those are all things you want to think about. You want to look at other people who do what you do, what their names are, what their domains are, what's available. And think about all those things in advance so you don't run into trouble. All right, so the first thing we do when we're designing a business is we start with what's called a mood board. Anybody know what a mood board is? Any guesses? You can chat it.
What people like?
You're right. It's very much what it is, what people like. You see a lot of them on design shows. If you've ever watched like a interior design show, sometimes they make a mood board where they bring in pictures of colors and furniture they want to put in your house or whatnot. We do the same thing in design. We create mood boards and we bring in colors, fonts, images, all things that are going to define our business or our brand. So this is a mood board for my business that I did many years ago. So you can see these are my fonts. This is a font called Montserrat, and this one is called Brittany. And these are the ones I still use on all my materials. Those are my branded fonts. These are all the colors I use in my brand. I use blues and grays. Why? Because when people come to me, I want them to feel peaceful, calm, and serene. So if you remember last week when we talked about colors and the meaning of colors, that's why I chose the blues. I want people come, I want them to be comfortable and want to stay. I want them to keep scrolling through my websites or reading my emails or all those kind of things. So then I chose images that portray these things: peaceful, calm, serene. I love coffee, so I have some coffee over here. We have the beach, which I love. And so this very much encompasses my brand and how I want you to feel anytime you either come to my website, see an email, go to my social media, anywhere I may be. Everything is always done consistently. Everything's always done cohesively. And that is because it's what we call on brand. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me before I get into designing mood boards with you? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Yes? All right.
Yes.
Awesome. So what you are going to do this week is you are going to figure out what kind of business you're going to design. So it can be a service-based business. That means you're offering a service. For instance, I offer people design services, web design, graphic design, print design, digital design. Or you could have a product-based business. You could be selling t-shirts. You could be selling cars. You could be selling books, anything you can imagine. You could be a pet shop. You could be a pet rescue. That would fall into a business category. Those technically are more like nonprofits, but that would work as well. So you can think about any of those things. So first of all, you need to decide what it is you want to do. And then you need to give it a name. And you don't necessarily have to give it a name by our next class, but you will the one after that because you're going to design a logo and you're going to have to know the name. So you'll want to start thinking about the name. You're going to want to start thinking about what types of colors you want to use in your business, what types of fonts or typography you want to use, how you want people to feel when they come into contact with your business. Where my business, I want people to be peaceful and calm and serene. Yours may be totally different. You may want to be upbeat and have bright colors and be bold. So you really just have to think through those whole processes. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a mood board together, and then you're going to create your own as your homework. You're going to choose your colors and your fonts, and you're going to put 4 to 8 images or graphics in there that match your brand and what you want your brand to be. Here are some samples of some things my students have done in the past. These are always nice to see. This person wanted to do a retro t-shirt shop. So this was her mood board, and these were samples of the types of shirts she wanted to sell, and these were the colors she used for her brand. This is somebody who was doing a podcast, photography, video editing, that kind of thing. So this was the brand they were coming up with. You can see these are their colors and they have some images in here. This one was a bead business. They were making like necklaces and bracelets out of beads. And so you can see it's extremely bold and colorful, as it should be, because beads are extremely bold and colorful. So these were their font choices and their color choices and how they wanted people to feel. This is another coastal Italian summer, a clothing line. She wanted to do Italian coastal summer clothing. So this was kind of her vibe. You can see it's totally different. All right, so I do want to show you something that can help you on your journey. So Canva has this cool thing called a color palette generator. And I'm going to click on this and it should take us there. We hope. All right. So it is canva.com/colors color palette generator. I am going to put this link in the chat box here so you have it this week if you want to go to it. Okay, everybody see that in the chat room? Whoop, hold on. I sent it directly to DeCarlos instead of to everyone. So let's try that again. Everyone in meeting. I'm going to get this yet, you guys. Here we go. Third time's a charm. There you go. You should be seeing it now. So this is just one of Canva's built-in features you can find, and they do some really cool things with it. So they are going to, you can upload your own image and put it in here, and it'll pick all the colors out of the image. If you scroll down, they have some color palette ideas that you can visit. So the way you would use this one is you could go just to Google and type in whatever kind of business you're going to start. So let's say I'm going to start a modern coffee shop. And I'm going to go to images in my Google search, and I'm just going to look through all these and see if one of these speaks to me. Maybe I like the colors, the vibe. Maybe it's the kind of coffee shop I want to open. So I'm going to look at this one, and I'm going to decide I like this one. So I'm going to come in here and do a right click, and I'm going to save this image to my computer, and it's not going to work because it is saving it as a, hold on. Let's try again. I got to find an image that will at least let me save it first of all. That would be helpful. So let's see. Let's try this one. Yep, there we go. This one will save as a JPEG. So I'm going to save this one. It's going to save in my download folder. Then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to go pick that one up. And it's going to bring it in here, and Canva automatically goes in and pulls the most 4 popular colors that were used in this image. And it gives me the hex codes. So it does a lot of that work for me. So that when I go into Canva, now I have these hex codes I can just drop in and I know it's going to be these colors. And if you hit copy, it should actually take you into your Canva account and do that for you. And then we talked about these. They have some explore color combinations you can do. So you could come in here again and you could type in coffee shop, and now it's going to bring you some other types, and they give them funny names, but maybe there's one that you particularly like and you can click on it and it will give you more information. It's going to give you codes, related ones. So anyway, all of that is in here. Canva also has several things. If you look down in the footer, that was colors. They have a color wheel. If you guys want to go in and choose different colors on the color wheel that go together, this is the color palette generator. They also have a really cool thing called font pairing. So you can come in here and they give you all these great ideas for the types of fonts that you can pair together. So you can kind of come through here and say, oh, I'd really like this for my business. They show you how they look on an image. So they have lots of cool tools and resources if you need a jump start. So you can come in here and they help you with that process. So that's just a little bit of how you can get started. So here is how you create a mood board. You're going to go into Canva. Everybody with me before I do this? Any questions?
No questions.
No questions. All right. So we come in here and you just go up to the search board and you type in mood board. It's always going to bring me all my projects I've done first. I'm going to go to templates. And then Canva's going to give me all these awesome mood board templates. So you can look through and see if there's one you want to use to get your project started. Maybe there's something in here that triggers what you're looking for, or a certain color that just give you a nice starting point. You can be more specific in the search engine and you could type in the type of business. So if I type in coffee shop mood board, it should bring me some mood boards directly related to coffee shops. So you could do the same thing. You could type in t-shirt mood board or bookstore mood board or pet store, whatever you're doing. So I'm going to come through here and I'm going to choose this one because I just like it. And then it's going to pop up and I'm going to click customize this template. And now I've got this template in here. So now I can come in here and change anything I want. I would encourage you to change it. I wouldn't keep a template as is, make it your own. It's just a really good starting point for you. So I could go to photos and type in coffee shop and see what I get. And maybe I find something that I like and I'm going to bring it over to the mood board and I'm going to drag it in, looking for the vibe I want to have in my particular coffee shop. And you can just come through and choose whatever you want. Take your time, make sure it has the colors in it you like. You can come in here and edit these colors. To edit, you just click on them and you come up here and you hit this little circle button that says color. And now I can come in here and I can choose a color or I can color match. So since I chose these images, I can hit this little plus button and hit the eyedropper and then bring it over here. And maybe I want to match the green in this image. So now I have this green, or I come over here and I want to color match again. And this time I want to pick up this coffee color. Now, when I showed you earlier how to come in here and use, let's go back so I can find it. This Canva color palette. Went back too far. So let's try this again. Upload an image. Here's how you would use this. If it would work. For some reason, it's not wanting to work. I don't know why. Try one more time. There we go. So say I wanted to use this one. I could just take this and copy and paste. Okay, Control C is copy, shortcut. I come back over here and I would click on this. And then I would come right here and hit the plus button. And down here in this box, I would paste that number. Control V is paste. And now I have that hex code put here. So let's fill in the last one. I'm going to use my eyedropper and I'm going to pick up this color right here. And now I've decided these are the colors I want to use in my brand, in my coffee shop. These images kind of portray what I want people to feel like when they're in my coffee shop. So now we can choose some fonts, typography. What do we want to use? This one, if you click on it, you can see it's called Glacial Indifference, which is actually a font that I really like. But I'm going to try this one. It's called Libra Baskerville. So I'm going to choose this one. And then I'm going to choose a secondary font that's a little more fun. So I might choose Gypsy's kind of fun, but not quite what I'm looking for. Here's the one I use in my current business called Brittany. But you can keep searching. If I want a script font, I could come up here and type script. And then it would bring me all different kinds of script fonts. I am looking for one called the Lemon. Can't remember what it is. So I'm going to type in lemon. Here it is, Lemon Tuesday. So I'm going to use this one, Kelly's Coffee Shop. So now I've come in here and I have created a basic mood board. I could do more. I could add more images. I could change the background. I could change the colors of these fonts. I could do anything I want. I'm going to make it totally unique and my own to match what I want to design for my business. So that is your homework assignment. Does everybody understand what it is, how to do it? Does anybody have any questions for me about anything I just did?